Hey, did you know that music is related to all other kinds of learning, like science?
Here is a highly reflecting metal plate.
And math.
Let, for example, A equals B.
And literature. Well, today we're going to be exploring how music is connected with science.
Thermo pile.
Come on, it's music time. Hey kids, today we are talking about how music and science
That tank out there is boiling now beautifully.
are related. Specifically, we're going to be talking about something called the size-pitch relationship. Basically, that means as something gets longer or larger, the pitch gets lower. To help me demonstrate that, I've brought in a couple of boom whackers. You'll notice that this boom whacker is longer and this boom whacker is shorter. So, our size-pitch relationship says that the boom whacker that is longer should sound lower. Let's find out if that's true. Here's the shorter one. So longer sounded lower. Let's listen to those again. Longer, shorter. To explore it further, come on over here with me.
Okay.
You can see I've laid out a collection of boom whackers. Starting from short over here to long over here. Short should sound high, and long should sound low. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so as they got longer, they got lower. Now, if you were watching, you probably noticed something right in the middle there. Right about here, something happened in our pattern. Wait a second. This one's longer, so the size-pitch relationship says it should sound lower. Let's find out if it does. Wait a second. This one sounds lower. Uh-oh. What's going on?
What did you say?
You might have noticed this one doesn't have a cap. I can see right through it. And this one has a cap on the end. So that cap is somehow affecting the length. Well, it's not really making the tube longer, but what's happening is their sound waves have to travel down the tube, and they can escape right there. They can get right out the end. Well, here, the sound waves travel down the tube. Uh-oh. Can't get out that end, so they travel back, and then they come out the tube. So really, the sound waves are traveling twice as far. So we could look at it like that. Now, is this tube longer than this? Yes, it is. So, science didn't all of a sudden let us down. Short things aren't now making lower sounds. The cap is doubling the length that the sound waves travel. So this one is still shorter than this one. Whew! I almost thought science let us down there for a moment. Come on over here. We're going to take a look at what musicians can do with the size-pitch relationship. Here I've got our boom whackers laid out again from short to long. So that means from higher to lower.
What?
That's right. And so musicians take these different pitches, high pitches and low pitches, and combine them to make music, like this. You can play the notes one at a time. You can play them together, creating something we call harmony. You can play them fast. You can play them slow.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we call tempo. You can play them together, which we call harmony. You can play them one at a time. Which we would call melody. And those are some things we'll be talking about in Music Time as we go into other episodes. All right, well that wraps up this lesson about the size-pitch relationship. We'll see you next time. It's time to head over to Elements of Music with Mrs. Eyestone.
Hi there. Today we're going to talk about mood in music. It's one of the elements of music. And to define it, it's what the music makes you think of and how it makes you feel. That was my grandson Bjorn. Almost since the day he was born, he would hear music and he would just feel it all the way down to the core of his being. No one had to teach him how to love and appreciate music. He just did naturally. And that's the way it is with us human beings. We feel music all the way down to our core. And it has been central to every civilization around the world since as far back as we can see. Music touches us. Our emotions respond to it from our head all the way down through our being. And it's the mood in music that moves us. We use music to soothe us, to energize us, and to make us feel happy, and sometimes just to calm us down. Mood in music is very powerful. Our mood is an element in music, just like dynamics and tempo and pitch, as Ms. Kramer shared in some previous episodes about the elements of music. But one element doesn't just stand alone, like you don't have just beat. With beat, it may be the foundation, but with that comes rhythm, and then you can put a melody there. It can be as simple as that. Or you can make it even more complex than that with an orchestral symphony. In that, you can have beat, of course, and rhythm and melody, but then harmony, and then dynamic changes, and then maybe you have differences, different layers of timbre that go along. There's all kinds of elements that can come together to create a huge, powerful piece of music. How these elements are used and put together affect the mood of the music. For example, if the tempo is fast and the dynamics are loud, it can be really energizing. But if the tempo is slower and the dynamics are softer, it can be very soothing and calming. So what are some words that express mood? Happy, relaxed, sad, scared? I bet we could find music that would match every one of those words, like the word scared. Sometimes we gravitate to the way we're feeling in the moment. And sometimes we want to change the way we're feeling. Maybe we've had a really bad day and we want something to make us feel better. So we'll find some happy music that'll help turn us around.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without
have defined mood in music as what it makes you think of and how it makes you feel. We've talked about how we respond to it emotionally and even physically when we listen to it. But sometimes it can bring back a memory, or we can just imagine a story when we're listening to a certain song. You know, music has been called the soundtrack of our lives. And that's because we can hear a song and suddenly a memory is sparked and we go right back to that time when we first heard that song, or the time in our life of what that reminds us of, what was going on in our life. Every time I hear the song ABC by the Jackson 5, I always remember the time that I first heard it when I was in 4th grade with my friend Jackie at her horse ranch in San Diego. And I also have a vivid memory anytime I hear Swan Lake. I loved that ballet when I was a little girl, and I would lay on the floor and I would listen to that song, and I could just imagine those fairies dancing around in the forest. I still picture it today. So speaking of soundtracks, did you know that one of the most important aspects of a movie is its soundtrack? Yeah. Whatever the mood of the music is, it sets you up for what to expect. Have you ever watched a movie with the sound turned down all the way? You could be watching the scariest scene ever, but with the music turned down, it's not nearly as scary at all. In fact, you can take a scene and it can be completely different and mean something completely different as soon as you change the music, as soon as you change the mood. So, as I was saying when we began, whatever is going on in our mind affects what is going on in our body. Whatever music we are listening to affects our emotions. Whatever music we are listening to affects the way we move. So, like that example of my grandson dancing in the beginning, it would look so weird and so wrong if instead of Van Halen, I was singing him a lullaby. Lullaby and good night, may your roses be dighted with lilies o'erspread, his baby's wee bed. Hopefully he would look more like this after singing him a lullaby. But hopefully that's not you after this lesson on the elements of music. If it is, get back up on your feet, find some energizing music, move around, and get feeling happy.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
It's time to head over to Rhythms with Mr. Reynolds.
Hello and welcome to Rhythms with Mr. Reynolds. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to start looking at some specific rhythms that you can hear in music, and we're going to learn how they work and why they're so cool, why they're so important. So come on, let's do some rhythms. Today we're going to learn about the march. Now the march is a type of song and a type of rhythm in music that you can listen to today. But originally, it was intended for the military. It was the music that soldiers would listen to while they marched from place to place, from battle to battle. And it helped them get there, it helped them keep their spirits up, it helped them all keep together, and it's a really cool thing. And that's what we're going to do today. So let's look at it right here. We have this rhythm. It's very beautiful. It's wonderful. We only have 2 notes and we have 1 rest. We know this is a ta and this is a 2 and this is a shush, but this is a little bit differently. Normally we see a 4-4 right here, a 4 on top of a 4. This is different. This is called cut time. Cut time means all of the notes that you're going to see have half of the value. So a 2 is normally worth 2 counts and a ta is normally worth 1 count. Well, in this rhythm, it's cut time, so we cut everything in half. We cut it all in half. And now, this is only worth 1 beat, and this is worth a half of a beat. That's what cut time is. You can see the line going through there. Cutting it! And that's how we're going to do it today. So this is going to be 1, and this is going to be a rest we have right here, a sh, and then this is going to be on beat 2. The cool thing about a march is that whenever you see a short note and a long note, you treat them differently. Short notes are light and softer, and they're not as important. But whenever you see a longer note, we know this is a full beat. That means that it's more important and you give it way more weight. And so it gets what we call an accent. An accent looks like this. It looks like a little mini decrescendo, doesn't it? Okay, so this one has no accent, which means we just treat it light and normal. But this one has an accent, so we're going to give it some more weight, some more heft. And that way, it's going to be treated differently. So let's listen to some music and let's hear this rhythm in action, okay? Come on. Here it comes. 1, 2, here we go. See? Short and soft, long and heavy. Here it comes again. Yeah! We have soft and light, dee 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 dee, and then heavy. Short, heavy. Da, 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 da. Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do our rhythm practice for this week. So remember, Mr. Reynolds goes first, and then you copy, okay? Here we go. My turn. 1, 2, here we go. Ta, sh, ta, sh, ta, sh, ta, sh. Now it's your turn. That was really good. 1, 2, Mr. Reynolds' turn. Ta, ta, two, ta, ta, two. Now it's your turn. That's really good. My turn. Here we go. T, 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 ta, ta. T, 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 ta, ta. Now it's your turn. Okay, last one, my turn. Here we go. Ta, T, 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 ta. Ta, T, 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 ta. Now, it's your turn. Good job. Now we're going to go ahead and pump it up a little bit. And here comes the challenge mode. Okay, remember, this is faster. And it goes me and then immediately you. I'm going to do it 2 times, then you do it 2 times. No pause in between. Here we go. Mr. Reynolds' turn. Ta, sh, sh, ta, ta, sh. Your turn. Good job. Now, Mr. Reynolds' turn. 2, ta, ta, 2, ta. Your turn. Yeah! Mr. Reynolds' turn. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, 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 T, T, ta, ta, ta. Your turn. Awesome job. Okay, here's our last rhythm. My turn. Mr. Reynolds' turn. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, T, T, ta. 2, T, T. Your turn. Good job. Great. So come on back here next time when we meet up to do rhythms with Mr. Reynolds. See you later.
It's time for voice class. Let's go see what Miss Kramer has in store for us today.
Well, welcome, my little ghouls and gremlins. I'm Miss Kramer, and welcome to voice class. I'm doing voice class this week, and we happen to be in the month of October, which is one of my favorite months because at the end of October we have Halloween. So today we're going to be doing a song that is representative of Halloween, and I'm going to use my trusty boomwhackers. You saw Mr. Cobb do our feature this week, and our feature talked about pitch and boomwhackers, so I thought we'd use boomwhackers today. Excellent. And this is so cool. So last spring I discovered that through the magic of technology, I didn't have to do this by myself. I could actually create something that I've always wanted to have, a twin sister. So I created a twin sister last spring, and you know what? She said that she would come by and help me out anytime that I wanted. Isn't that cool? So my twin sister's name is Stella, and I thought I would call Stella in to help us out today. Here we go. Whoa, that is so weird. I'm back. Hi. Hello, you are back. I thought I would call you in today to help me out with a song called Dem Bones, since it's almost Halloween. Cool. So what do you want me to do? Well, you're going to help me out with boom whackers and singing this song because we did such a great job the last time we did this. What I shared with you last spring is that Stella was the name of my grandmother, who I loved very, very much, and so I decided that my twin sister, in honor of my grandmother, should be Stella. That is so cool. I love it. And now this year, for the very first time, I have a Stella as a student. That's way awesome. That's cool. All right, are you ready to get going? Yeah, but what if I don't know what to do? If you remember, you don't have to worry about that because since you are my twin sister, all you have to do is think really hard. Ready, go? Got it? Whoa! Got it. It's magic. All right, it's so weird. Let's get our trusty boom whackers. And I want to try something out with you first. So our boom whackers are tuned differently. Remember Mr. Cobb was talking about the length of your tubes. So I have two notes that are a C chord, and they go like this. Your two boom whackers are a D chord, and so play yours. Cool, excellent, right? So they sound different. What makes them a chord is that there's two notes being played at the same time. So I have a C and an E, you have a D and an F. And so those two notes sound cool together. My two notes sound cool together. So we've got a C chord and a D chord. All right, this song is called Dem Bones. And in Dem Bones, I'm gonna have a part, you're gonna have a part, and we're gonna have some parts that we do together.
Yes.
And again, with the magic of our brain power, we are gonna know exactly what to do together. Excellent, are you ready? All right, let's go. I'm gonna play mine like this. You might wanna play yours like that too because they sound really good that way. I shall do that, I did that before. for showing up and helping me out. You are so welcome. I had no idea that I knew what I knew because I didn't know it till I knew it. Oh, yeah, got it. That's because together we are awesome. Well, thanks everybody. Now, you can go practice this song and play on your own. You can play with me, or you can play with Stella, or you could be both of us. Ooh. Hey, you might even find something that sounds like a C or C chord, or you might find something that sounds like a D chord. Wouldn't that be cool? Tricky, but it is Halloween, almost. All right, take care. See you later. Bye.
Well, that's it for music time today. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.